Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? Got a brand new deck guide for you guys today. We're going to be going over my favorite new Toxic Surfer list with Hazmat at a 3 cost. This list feels so much fun, has so many different ways you can win. Like, there's more than just one line, just a linear kind of Surfer shenanigans. You got the Ajax, you got the Surfer, you got the Hazmat, you got Diamondback, which Diamondback honestly is one of the cards that I think is one of the best cards in this list. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. In case you guys did not know, Hazmat is now a 3-cost card. She was changed in an OTA about a week and a half ago. I think it may have been also like 2 weeks ago. At any point, it was like towards the beginning of the season. So Hazmat is now a 3-cost and kind of plugs into Toxic Surfer a little bit more. With this line, too, we have a Sarah, we have an Ajax line, and we also have Luna Snow to be able to kind of either cheat this out a little bit early or be able to use the Sarah value to be able to get this out later. There's a bunch of just different lines that we have in this list. As I go ahead and jump right into what the deck looks like. And this is what the deck is going to be partaking of, or, you know, looking like. So you have Surge, you have Scorpion, you have Surge to be able to get some of this energy cheat or be able to get some of these discounted cards out early. You have Scorpion to be able to afflict negative power into your opponent's entire hand. Your main cards that are afflicting negative power are going to be your Scorpion, your Cassandra Nova, your Diamondback, and your Hazmat to be able to get value for your Ajax. But honestly, I think the card that gets even more potential value besides Ajax is going to be Diamondback. Ajax kind of just seems like a Shang-Chi target at the moment, but it's a really great just alternate line. If you don't have the Diamondback Hazmat line, which is really solid, because Diamondback, if you guys did not know, we'll be breaking all these cards down individually, but like Diamondback can honestly just kind of solo a lane. Think of like what a Man-Thing and what a US agent can do, but this applies to any cost card, which I think is absolutely incredible and really impactful, especially in this list, especially with being a 3-cost 2. You can use your Surfer to also buff a large variety of these cards. But enough just glossing over what we got going on. Let's go ahead and thoroughly break down why we have each card in this list individually. Like I was saying, we have Surge in this list to enable you to potentially get some of your combo cards out earlier or be able to have better play with them later on in the game. A 3-cost card getting hit by Surge and then also getting hit by Sarah makes them a 1-cost card. So sometimes if your Surfer or if your Hazmat gets hit, that's not something you're really going to be wanting to play on curve with Surge. Whereas like a Sarah, potentially even a Luna, is something you can play on curve to be able to get extra value, continue your Surge curve, which really helps here, getting that extra power and just being able to play more cards out is really solid in here. Next, of course, we do have Scorpion. Like I was saying, this does afflict every single card in your opponent's hand with -1 power, which is really great for your Diamondback and really great for your Ajax. Also can offset and win you games just because they have lost a point of power and they don't have a way to reset that point of power as well. I'm not seeing as much Luke Cage right now. Of course, Ongoing Thanos is one of the main decks using Luke Cage, so just keep that in mind. If you do face Luke Cage, that's kind of a pretty bad card for this matchup. Also, if you don't have Surge, there's not a necessarily 1-to-1 card you can use instead of Surge, but you could maybe go more towards down like the buffing route. Maybe you go more into like a Forge, or maybe you go more into a just another 3-drop, whether that is like a Sebastian Shaw, whether that is like a Brood, whether that is like just another good 3-drop card. Rocket and Groot would be another good option as well, because that is an affliction card. So Rocket and Groot could also work for you. So just keep that in mind if you don't have Surge. Next, of course, we have Cassandra Nova. This hitting, you know, every single card that is still in your opponent's deck and gaining power is afflicting them with negative power. So whenever they're played on the board, that is an afflicted card that helps your Ajax and that also helps your Diamondback. Next, of course, you have to have Luke Cage. You can use Luke Cage to protect your cards if you don't have like the Ajax line. Sometimes you're going to be wanting to actually keep your cards afflicted to have a bigger Ajax, but this also helps with a bunch of locations, helps so you can steal just even a couple points of power away from your opponent after a Hazmat. Do not tempo Luke Cage. Do not tempo Luke Cage. That just makes this an immediate Enchantress or even a Rogue target or even a Red Guardian target. You do not want to do this until the end of the game, so you can use this as one of your focal pieces to throw down to win lanes. Next, of course, we have Silver Surfer. You're running a lot of 3-drops in this list, and whenever, you know, you have the 3-drops on the board, they get +2 power from Silver Surfer. Just case in point, simple as that. That's what Surfer does. That's why you have Surfer in this list. Next, you have Diamondback. This is the card that I think is incredibly impactful into this list and really can help you steal a bunch of games. I think is one of the focal pieces in this list. Enemy cards here that are afflicted with negative power take an additional -2 power. If a lane is afflicted with negative power, let's just say by Hazmat, they've already lost 4 power. Now you add Diamondback in there, they lose another 8 power. That is 12 power afflicted in one lane, which more often than not is going to win you the lane. So absolutely incredible card with this list, and it gets some Surfer value because it's a 3-cost. Next, of course, like we have Hazmat. Hazmat afflicts every single card on the board, your cards and your opponent's cards, with -1 power. On reveal, you can play this with Luke, you can play this without Luke. Just make sure you do math it out before you play Hazmat, because you might Hazmat brain and just nuke your board, and then you just die because you literally have lost the priority, or you lost the tempo you had, and it's over. But you can also sometimes tempo this out in some instances, especially if you know the lists are not running Luke Cage. You can tempo this out to give you better value for your combo pieces later on. Like, even if you don't have an Ajax, but you have like the Luke Cage, you can Hazmat potentially on curve, especially with like the Luna Snow value, and if your opponents aren't able to fill lanes, to be able to have all that negative power on the board and be able to then play 2 other 3-drops towards the end of the game. Or you're normally playing this, if without Luke Cage, play this as the first card on the turn opposed to the second card, because if you don't have Luke Cage, you're going to also afflict the card you played prior with a -1. So just make sure you're ordering cards properly when you're playing out Hazmat, because it's something I mess up all the time too. So that's just a rule of thumb. Always look at how you're playing out the Hazmat and what cards are going to get affected on your side of the board and your opponent's side of the board, because it hits both sides. Next, of course, we have Red Guardian. Red Guardian is a really good target in this because it also removes the ability of a card besides just afflicting him with -2 power. It's really good into a tempo play. It's one of the best, I think, turn 3 plays you can actually do, because the downside of this is you get it out early. Maybe you're not hitting the card you want to later on. But it's a card you can almost always play on turn 3 and get some sort of value, whether it is removing ability or just afflicting a card with -2. This is also really good with Luna Snow's Ice Cube, because if it hits the Ice Cube, it afflicts the Ice Cube with -2 power, and then they also no longer get the extra energy with Luna Snow. So it is a really great tech piece in here, another good affliction piece to be able to help your Diamondback and to be able to help your Ajax. Next, of course, we have Copycat. Copycat is easily one of probably my best, or one of my favorite 3-drops in the game. Being able to steal the text of a card on the bottom of your opponent's deck. Of course, they can still draw this card and get that card's ability, but this is a really good card to enable you to be able to have one of their combo pieces and really understand what they are running, which is really impactful in this list, to be able to just have another just flexible card that is different than Affliction, but can add a lot of value and just priority or even just power to your side of the board. It's a good snap condition too if you get the right hit. So you do have Copycat on this list. If you don't have Copycat, you could probably run more like a Juggernaut or even like a Negasonic, with kind of most of these cards here just having some sort of like tech 3-drop if you don't have the Series 5. But I would still probably try and stay in more of the Affliction range, so like a Rocket and Groot. But Juggernaut, I think Juggernaut's still good to be able to just solidify lanes for yourself if you want to run Juggernaut instead of maybe any of these other 3-drops you don't have. And then, of course, you have Luna Snow. You're using Luna Snow in this list in order to have extra energy. So on turn 4, you can play either your Ajax if you want to. You're probably not throwing Ajax down on turn 4. Like, don't really do that. But it's to get Sarah down on turn 4. So then you have 2 extra turns with having the discounts with Sarah. So you have Luna Snow in here to be able to enable that to happen. Also, just to give you extra energy going into turns 4, 5, and 6, even if you don't have the Sarah, to be able to play out at least 4 different potential 3-drops later on in the game instead of just being only able to play 2. That's why you have Luna Snow on this list. You could potentially try Hope Summers, or I probably wouldn't try Wave. Don't try Wave unless like the meta is like not really a lot of big cards for your opponents. But that's how you're able to get your Sarah out early, and like Hope, you're just playing your 3 costs pretty much onto Hope at that point on turn 4 to be able to have 6 energy going into turn 5. And then, of course, going around that. Next, of course, we do have Sarah. Sarah discounts all these cards. So if any of these cards get hit by Surge too, for the most part, any 3-drop will become a 1-drop with Sarah because the way Sarah discounts cards. And then also it's a just great enabler in here to be able to have for turns 5 and turn 6 to be able to play out more cards than your opponent normally can, because you have all this discount going for you. Just kind of keep in mind, people are still running Enchantress right now, so you do want to kind of maximize your Sarah turn on turn 5 for the opportunity for your opponents to Enchantress Sarah. So just keep that in mind. That is definitely something that has happened, or if they're running Mobius, so just keep that in mind. We do also have Ajax in this list as one of those top-end pieces. Whenever a card gets afflicted, he gets +1 power, which is also why I want to keep in mind, like, if you are running into a lot of Luke Cages, there's a world where you actually just drop Ajax and you're running Rogue instead. I was thinking about this last night. We don't have this in the gameplay on stream, but if you have Rogue instead, you can use this as a tech piece to either potentially steal a Mobius or potentially steal a Luke Cage. I'm seeing a lot more Mobius than Luke Cages, but I'm still not seeing a large variety of either of them. So just keep that in mind. Your pocket metas can be different than my pocket meta too. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into some gameplay from stream, which if you guys do enjoy the gameplay, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And we do stream Marvel Snap almost every single day. You can catch me playing Marvel Snap, playing a bunch of off-meta decks. I don't really like to play the meta stuff, which is this gameplay is from stream. So you guys could catch this live. You can catch it live tonight because we will be streaming tonight. We're going to be trying some new stuff, hopefully for a new video either tomorrow or Friday. But I'll see you guys now at the end of the video. They're not running Thanos. We have Sarah. I don't hate my starting hand here, if I'm being honest. So we'll stay in for 2. Utopia as well. Actually, I'm going to go Cass on 2. Cass gives me 7. Hit 7 of their cards, and then I can Scorpion. That seems pretty decent. That do be seeming pretty good. Do be seeming pretty good. Gladiator. Gladiator hits Luna. Okay. Is this the Fenris deck? Sam Wilson, Captain Marvel. I'm gonna go Sarah. I mean, I lose what to Eliath here? They do have the extra energy. They need to move shield over. What's up, Cypress? I'm going to go... If I Diamondback, Surge, Surfer. I should have priority here. Or is it just Sarah? I mean, I don't have priority anyways, so like I just get cooked by Eliath. Honestly, forcing them to Eliath now would not be a horrible idea. Would not be a horrible idea. I'll take a forced Eliath here. Mercury. Okay. If I go Red Guardian, Diamondback, Surfer. This should hit Cannonball. Or should hit Mercury. It either hits Mercury or the shield. If it hits Mercury, one of these cards goes over to the right. Or that goes right. That's also true. If I go Red Guardian into Diamondback into Surfer, that is Chi and Miles. Wow. Wow, that's good. Toxic Surfer, bro. The freaking Diamondback value is crazy. One matchup. Conchu, honestly, I don't hate Conchu into this. I don't hate Conchu. If we can get like a Scorpion especially. We do have Luke, we have Luna, we have Sarah. They can play Gore early and stuff if they don't have the right, if they have a weaker curve. Copycat is, okay, so they're just playing classic discard. Cool. We're going to play Luna so we can get Sarah out early. But do you guys think the Mercury Cannonball is too oppressive or like too resemblance of like, or too resembling of like Prof Ball that it's like just a major feels bad to play against? Like, is it that bad? Or do you guys think like it's still a little too early to say like it's Mercury or Cannonball that needs to change? Is it just a feels bad combo play? Or is it just like it's just too good, we need to actually change it immediately? Like that's a genuine question, you know? Rennie, I am not playing any of the Ancient One right now because the Ancient One is just not feeling pretty solid. So we're gonna kind of just say F it, we ball, and not mess with the Ancient One. Oh, they lose freaking MODOK and Gambit. Okay, they can play. They can play on curve. Whatchamacallit? They can play Concho on curve here, so we need to keep that in mind. But oh, because of the Negasonic and Gladiator, since they have those cards that are just high value cards, that's fair. I think that's fair. That's fair. We have the extra energy. We have Scorpion. We could Scorpion. I do think this is 4 cards in deck. I think it is going to be just Cass. If I Cass into Luke into... Actually, hold on. What if I do this into that? I could do this into that. I want to save these kind of cards here. I think this is the play, actually. Oh, and we get Ajax? Wow. Okay, Copycat was Scorn, and what do we hit? We hit another... Okay, sweet. That was the right play to do the cast. They Sif. Sif hits Conchu. I don't think we can Boomer Snap here. I probably could have snapped into this because we are going to hit Dracula, and Dracula's going to die. With priority, too. I'm going to go Red Guardian into the Dracula. The thing I also do need to keep in mind here is that we can win middle. I'm going to go in Copycat into Surfer Scorpion so I could potentially get another Surfer. Of course, I have 3 cards in deck. So I'm swapping 2 cards out, so there is a chance. We did draw a Copycat again. I think this is the play. This is going to be a 12-powered Gambit or a 12-powered MODOK. So, just something to keep in mind there. They do play both cards left. We do hit the Dracula, which is going to be nice. I do have Copycat. I Surfer first to potentially get Surfer back again. We do hit the Haz, which is actually pretty big for us. Scorpion hits that, and then do I get a Surfer again? I get Surge. Okay. The other card in my deck is Diamondback. Here's the Conchu. Conchu card is MODOK, which is Apocalypse. I got hit twice by Cass, and then Grandmaster onto Conchu, which gives them the Gambit, which Gambit needs to hit something in the, not in the middle, I think. I think we're good. Cool. That's good. We'll take that. Sweet. We got the high roll with Cass. We didn't get the double Surfer proc. But we'll take that. Cool. Or more against it to, I think, myself. We have a pretty good starting hand here. What is Sand on today? Sand is on Thanos. Okay. I don't feel too bad about Thanos into this matchup. If Thanos are running Luke, I feel bad. But if they're not running Luke. Yeah, kills the werewolf move, kills the Sam Wilson. Like, I wonder, like, why didn't they release this card earlier with Sam Wilson being as dominant as it was, right? Because it is an immediate counter to Sam. So, like, isn't it crazy that that's not a thing? We'll play this middle. I mean, they probably have a stone. FOE ball. Let's have some value. Okay. Ooh. This will be interesting. Sarah would be nice here. We have Surge. What Surge left? Sarah would be really cool. We have Surfer, Ajax, my Guardian, Hazmat. So, like, Sarah into, like, Ajax or something. Actually, Mobius is pretty bad. They may be running Mobius. I don't know what iteration of Thanos they're playing right now. Because they haven't played anything but Stones out. It could be ongoing. It could be just, like, on-reveal stuff. What do we got? Soul Stone. And our middle card is Power Stone. Wow, they have every stone, but they do not have Wiccan Curve anymore. They do not have the Wiccan Curve. Ooh, I have the Diamond back. I just don't know if I want to play that out early. I think we do play it out early. I mean, I don't hate our hand. Here's the thing. Like, I could do this. I think it's that, actually. Mockingbird. There's the Mobius. Okay. Oh my gosh, and it is freaking Sarah. I'm gonna go Hazmat, Red Guardian. Or let's do that, actually. Enchantress middle would be pretty crazy. Which I wouldn't be surprised if they do Enchantress middle. It's not Enchantress middle. If I go Ajax, Surfer, we go 7. I think it actually is just Ajax Surfer. Seven plus 4 is 11. We get a 11. I think we're in a good spot. If it's what? If it's Enchantress Chi, I think that's like the only issue. Okay, Enchantress. And then Wiccan. Cool. That works. Surfer. Ancient One did not make the cut. Yeah, we do it. That's true. Maybe we do. Do we do the Ghost Spider instead? We do Ghost Spider instead. What is Smiles playing? Yeah, no, none of that. You don't even see. Yeah, Leo, bro. Leo's probably got some crazy life stuff going on, man. Probably got some crazy life stuff going on. Is Smiles probably playing Huskies list? Probably. Mobius. The Mobius. Question. Do I do something absolutely insane here? They go down 3. I win this location? This is pretty good. Ancient one. I go. I mean, they Moonstone here. They have another demon. It's either this, that. Or is this? I mean, actually, I don't lose any power middle. I think it's just that. And I give right. Moonstone. They have 7 energy. I have 9 energy. They Moonstone here. What's the biggest card? Kahori? Kahori would be biggest card. I think it's this. Yeah, cool. That works. Like, Copycat has fallen off, and Copycat is no longer... I mean, the steal function, like, you can't, like, just make it so your opponent can't have a card anymore has fallen off for sure. But the card is still, like, genuinely good. Like, it is a genuinely good card. I mean, like, they don't get Wiccan here. They genuinely do not have Wiccan curve, so I'm snapping into having Wiccan. She still stayed better relevant. Like, Nocturne's lost a card. Or lost some stuff here, yeah. The Shadowlands. We do get the diamond back. I do this. Alright, Guardian. I go Scorpion. Copycat. Professor X. We are running Professor X right now. Interesting. Interesting. Polymorph, into Ravona, and wait, what? I mean, literally, if I win with, like, what, Luke draw here? They have to, like, Enchantress me middle. Because I win left. I don't play double on going here because Enchantress just wins there. What do we got? Is that going to be Enchantress? Cannonball. Oh. We'll take that. So we're not playing any of it. We lost actually there because of they drew the Mobius. They drew the Mobius, which just nuked our Sarah. So, yo, catch you later. Yeah, doesn't look like worth it at all, Swiftman, until someone finds the right deck for her. Catch you later. But good night, Justin. I will catch you later, my friend. I will catch you laters. Oh, Jotunheim. Jotunheim. Let me see. She could be good with Gardner. That's totally possible. Totally possible. But not for us. We'll do this. With Zoo. She could work with Zoo too. Zoo is a good shout. Well, what are they doing without Zoo? They just doing it generating stuff. Victoria Hand should be good with Victoria Hand. Totally could be good for there. Totally could be good there. What we got? Isan. Oh boy. Yeah, it makes sense. You want to have a deck with a lot of ongoings. Valid. Prodigy. Wait, are we playing? Oh, they're playing Erishim. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yes, Ninja, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the kingdom. That doesn't have a lot of ongoings. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But nonetheless, I mean, I guess they get extra energy anyways, so like, what is goody, bro? Did they draw Enchantress? What do you think, guys? Do you think they drew Enchantress? Do you think they're just gonna play into Danger Room? Which of it? Which of it? I mean, we have Luke, so like Luke can just help us win Jotunheim, and then like we have Scorpion and stuff. What are we doing? The Juggernaut, Power Stone. You bought Infinity Ultron? Hey, yo. In case they play out. I mean, Enchantress here kind of hurts. Yeah, okay. That's why we're not playing the Luke out just yet. Strange Supreme. And Lizard wins there. Cool. Love that. Surfer doesn't die either. Isan gets hit. Huh. This should just be... I mean, we're going to get 24. This should be pretty good. I don't snap this because they just retreat if I snap this. I mean, they play Thanos either here or here. Or is there a world... I mean, we're just going to go up so much here. I think it's this and that. I think it's that. It could. That is true. It could be Mockingbird in a stone. It could be. There's Thanos. He gets hit. And we just do that. That works.
again. Back again. He's still Thanos? He's still Thanos. Cool. You took out Man-Thing? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What have you been playing, Swin? What have you been up to? He does have this space stone. Yeah, what's up, Trent? How you doing, broski? Where's my freaking point? What do we get here? Cap. We're gonna play this out. Is fun with the Moon Knight stuff. That's what we're actually gonna play. We're gonna play some good stats actually after this. I'm here for it. I am here for it. Definitely Blood Rage. Do not put your Man-Thing out in public. It is not worth it. Do we have ongoing cards? Oh, we do have ongoing cards. So we have the copycat for stuff here. Lake Hala. He's playing ongoing. Thanos 9. Goliath. Time Stone. Mockingbird's 14. Mockingbird also costs 2 right now. He plays Mockingbird and an ongoing card. That is 14. We're at 15. With an ongoing card, he goes up another. Goes up another 1 point. He can play... He already played out Soulstone. Reality Stone. He has to play like Reality Stone here. Mockingbird does 14. Mockingbird Sam ties here. We're at 15. 14. He needs to play out something else to tie here. I lose to like a Shadow King. Okay. Spectrum middle. You go Spectrum middle, which brings them to 13. 13 plus 2 middle is 15. We're going to 8. This is 10. This would be 14. They could also Mocking. They could... Mocking costs 3. Mocking is 14 here. This is still 10. This is 14. We beat Cosmo here. We beat Cosmo. We beat Spectrum. I think, wait, Spectrum is 10, 14, 16. I think we actually, yeah. I think we win with Copycat into Surfer. Cool. Mess around with, oh yeah, I wanted to mess around with that, what we got? The Moon Knight deck. The Moon Knight deck. Bast? Ooh. Which I think actually, I literally was talking so much trash about playing Cannonball, but I think actually we're gonna play that Black Bolt Moon Knight deck with Cannonball after I just talked all that junk about it. After I just talked all that trash about it. What are we playing? Esme. Wait, wait, are they playing my Darkhawk deck? No, they can't be playing my Darkhawk deck, right? Unless. Is that Iron Man? No, it's not. It's someone else's deck. Okay. Oh, there's Iron Man. There's Iron Man. Oh, this is... This is a snap. Because with this being the bottom card too, and then I get Sarah Mystique. Sarah Mystique is going to be very nice. Sage. Agent Venom. These are going to cost 1. And then I'll have 8 energy. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to move. Move. Yeah, I think it's this. I lose if it's like, if they have Legion. Cosmo. Cass. Oh, and we drew... Wow. They don't draw Mystique too, because this adds your top card, so their last card in deck is Mystique. Gore. Surge. Cool. All right. That will work for me.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Let me know down below, what is your favorite iteration of Toxic Surfer? Is it the OG Toxic Surfer with the Wong, Absorbing Man, Odin? Or are you guys playing kind of like a newer style of Toxic Surfer? What are you guys up to? What are you guys playing right now? But thank you guys so much for watching the video. Like I said earlier, definitely feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Until next time, it's been real. God bless, and Tucker out.